Okay, hand holding this because that's pretty much the way this has to work. It's time to get started. Doing a little maintenance on Paintence, and there's a lot of work to be done. I'm pretty sure you can see it through the window. Look at all that dust. There, all that dust. It hasn't been worked on in a while. It's just been running. This recent little issue where my my power supply just did not want to act right. It kept sending surges to my board, which is an old school Asus P9 board from the old Sandy Bridge era. Yeah, so it's time for me to replace the power supply, which I'm still going to keep around for testing and what have you at this point. It's Cooler Master 800 watt gold, as you can see. I'm going to replace the power supply. More importantly, I have to clean out this system. So I need to drain the loop, do some dusting on the video card and all the parts, the motherboard, all that stuff, and put it all back in. And it's kind of a hassle, you know. Paintence is a big old girl, you know. She's big. This is actually not even her final form, okay? I still have the bottom chamber, which lifts this up about, God, I don't even remember, maybe half a foot, 6 inches more off the table here. I still have that other part in the closet behind me. So this is not even her final form. I still have more work that I want to do on her. This is an old Caselabs case. I can't get any more parts for her or anything like that. So it's kind of a nostalgia thing, but it's also just kind of an old goal of mine that I've always wanted to do, which was to, you know, deck out this system, you know, make it an overkill system. That was the whole point of buying this case so many years ago. So, but for right now, it's maintenance. Let's get started. I got it set up. There's my little work area today. So I got a little bed sheet to cover any possible spills and, more importantly, all the dust that's gonna fly out of here. And we're ready to get to work. Oh my God. Hey, Editor Esh here, and what you're about to witness is the very first screw up that I did on this maintenance for Paintence. Pretty much what you're seeing is I'm about to unscrew one of the caps on the radiator in order to start releasing pressure and getting the water out of the loop. Now there's a huge problem with that. Pretty much I just went brain dead. This is what happens when you don't actually do proper maintenance on your systems for quite a while. You just forget things. And this is me forgetting something here because I didn't have the proper fitting in order to actually hook up a tube to my drain port down below near my reservoir that I have so neatly done right there, which allows me to easily drain the loop. So I figured that this will be a better approach. Yeah, if you're in this situation where you have a loop that either you can't use your drain port that you created, or you don't even have a drain port in the loop at all. It's a very basic loop, or maybe it's just a loop you just didn't care to do so. All you have to do is take your little bucket, whatever you're gonna put your water into, put it at the lowest point in the loop, underneath that, whatever that tube is at the lowest point. Take your cutters, cut that tube, let it drain into the bucket. Simple. Me, nah, just couldn't do that. So now what you're seeing is the water is starting to gush out of the reservoir because the loop is pressurized. This is where I went brain dead. You can't just pop the top off of the radiator or even the reservoir expecting that somehow the water will come out nicely. I don't even know what my plan was here. So I ended up doing that. The water pushed back out because of that pressure, right? The water's gonna go wherever the pressure is least. So it pushes back out that top. And now I'm scrambling to try and get all the water going. I've got my little bucket here doing whatever. I don't know what the hell I thought I was doing. Maybe the water is gonna just leap out the reservoir and hit into the bucket. Don't know. I have no clue. but you don't have to put yourself through this. This is what happened to me. But I got it all cleaned up. Everything went fine afterwards. Let's go ahead and roll through the rest of the video here. So we've gotten this far, and pretty much, as you can see, the system is looking a lot less dustier. Obviously, there's still some dust. You see the dust back there, and you know, so there will be dust. I won't succeed in getting everything out, but I just want to get a little less. I wanted a little less dust in here. Especially up top in the roof where the fans are for the radiator. Want a little less dust up there, and I just wanted to be able to get us a little bit better airflow, but also more importantly, there's a lot of cables. See these cables here, and there's a lot of cables in the back that need to come out. You know, my needs have changed. I don't need some things that I used to back when I first built this system, and I need to clean it up. I need to rip a lot of that stuff out of there, get the cables cleaned up. There's some hard drives, like one hard drive is dead in the back there. That used to be my game drive. It died on me. It's been sitting in there for literally years, dead. I need to clean all that stuff up in the back, get it together, and get this system put back together, hopefully today. All right, let's go over the parts that we're going to be putting into the system. We're going to have our BItspower acrylic blue hardline tubing. That's actually pretty important that I didn't actually know it was acrylic when I bought it. We'll get back to that later. The next thing we have here is our Mayhem's Extreme, and it's kind of like Biocide. If you guys know the little blue bottle Biocide from way back, they still sell it even now. Pretty much it is a chemical that helps keep things from growing in your loop, keeping your loop clean over an extended period of time. It only takes a few drops every few liters of liquid, and then you're good for about a few months actually, if not longer. So it's pretty strong. That's what we got going on in there. The last thing we have is the Barrow. Gotta get my words right. Last thing we have is the Barrow. Is it Barrow? Barrow. I'm sorry. But the Barrow tube kit. So pretty much it is just a kit that has the flexible tubing, It has the angles thing that helps you bend the tube, and then it also has the cutter for the tube, and then also it has the what they call a reamer. So pretty much you put your tube in there. You put the inner and outer so to make it smooth. When you make a cut, those edges are not going to be smooth. They're going to be really rough, and if you try to shove that into your fitting, it's going to damage your O-ring. So you need to make sure that after you make a cut, you go ahead and use your reamer and go ahead and grind that down and smooth it out, both the inner and the outer. So you do inner one, you flip it over, and then you do your outer to make it a real smooth cut that you can actually use in your loop. That's our Corsair RM950X 850 watt, looking real nice. We have our fittings ready to go. And now it's time to get the routes down for where the tube, the actual hard tube, needs to bend and go. All right, as you're now looking at the flexible tubing back into the system, and you're wondering what happened to the hardline tubing, what happened to the blue tubing that you picked up, there's a few things that went wrong here as well. And again, this comes down to just noob mentality. I've never done hardline tubing before. It's my first time doing it. I've watched many YouTubers do it, and apparently none of those videos did I pick up on the fact that I didn't have enough tubing to actually tackle this task. When you're brand new at hardline tubing, you're gonna screw up a lot. You need a lot of tubing in order to accommodate that. And somewhere around double the amount of tubing that you think you need for your project, you need to buy about double that, because you're gonna screw up a lot of those tubing before you actually get down your flow, be able to make good bends, be able to make good cuts. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me. I shattered tubes trying to cut it because I didn't realize that the BItspower tube that I bought was acrylic and not PETG. So when I tried to cut it, just shattered all over the place. I had to end up spending quite a lot of time picking up all those little pieces. Then I had to go running back and forth to the store to try and find the right thing that would actually cut the acrylic tube properly. Ended up using a mini hacksaw to really get the job done. And now it was time to bend. But by the time I got to the bending, I already burned through like a tube and a half of what I had. So now I'm trying to do the bends, and I'm trying to hoping to God that I can just get it right so that I wouldn't have to waste any more tube and I'll be able to pull this project off. Yeah, didn't happen. Did a few bends, some of them bubbled, others kinked. It just did not come out right. I just need more time in order to get down a proper workflow and just to get a handle around working with hardline tube. So at this point, the project of putting hardline into Paintence, my little baby behind me, if you want to say little, is on hold right now, but I am not giving up on this. I am absolutely putting hardline in this system. Okay, that's it. I know this video was definitely longer than most. When it comes to dealing with Paintence, hey man, it takes some time to get her right. So this literally took about 4 days almost of a bunch of running around, cussing, and trying to get things back up and going. But she's up, she's running, she's of course much cleaner now, a whole lot less dusty, temperatures are much better, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys keep checking it out. I got plenty of other stuff coming on the channel, so just stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next video. You have a good one. Bye.